Hey there again, this is Swarthy Daisy with Kinfolk Chat, and in this video we'll take a brief look at my true ancestry. So what I did was I uploaded my 23andMe kit to this site and they gave me results based on that. Now I will mention that the clips in this video have been recorded from the footman level, but I have since upgraded to the night level, and it's only like four things that are different based on that kit. But if there's anything that's significant, I'll make sure to include it in the video. Otherwise, I want to start by letting you know that they have several categories that we'll be looking at, and that includes the analysis summary, maps and globes, regional archaeogenetics, haplogroup analysis, DNA spotlight, timelines, and PCA plots. My apologies in advance, but we will not be going in order. I just wanted to show you guys the most interesting parts of the site, and then we'll go to the more involved parts of the site as well. Now, based on the website, the PCA, or Principal Component Analysis, is a statistical procedure that lets you visualize relationships in sets of data. It is ideally suited for visualizing genetic distance and relatedness among samples and populations. Your DNA is the red star, so that's mine. And then ancient samples appear as dark blue crosses. Modern populations appear as light blue circles. The ancient PCA plot shows how you fit with your samples. The closer you are to the sample, the closer the fit. The modern PCA plot shows how you fit with modern populations. If you are mixed, you tend to appear in between. The custom PCA plot lets you design and configure your own PCA plot in real time. For 3D PCAs, the closer the orbit, the closer the sample is to you. Similar samples cluster together. Here is the 3D modern PCA, and this is a little tricky to see, but I'll try to read it as best as possible. I also want to apologize in advance for any pronunciation errors. But we'll go ahead and start with the top part of the grid. We see the Hazaras, and the Hazaras are a Persian-speaking ethnic group, and they are native to the mountainous region of central Afghanistan. And next they have the Karakalpaks, and they are a Turkic ethnic group, and they're found around that northwestern Uzbekistan area. And then it shows the Uzbeks, which are an ethnic group, and they are also Turkic, and they're native to the wider Central Asia area. And then they show Australia. A lot of you are familiar with there. But they also show the Bashkirs, and they are a Turkic group as well, and they're indigenous to Russia. They also picked up Yemen, Jordanian, Egyptian, Ethiopian, and Ethiopian Jewish. And then they also show a Costanoan group, and that word is from the Spanish word costeños, which means coast dwellers, and these are people that call themselves Olone, Ohlone. I'm getting this from encyclopedia.com because I wasn't really familiar, but that's the name of a village, and they refer to themselves as two different names as well, but let's keep going here. It said they were located as inhabitants of the central coast of California, from the San Francisco Bay to Monterey Bay area, and they were mainly in the mountainous region, and therefore they're known as Native Americans of California. And next they show the Lumbee tribe, and the Lumbee is the largest tribe in North Carolina, and they take their name from the Lumbee River, which winds its way through the Robeson County, Pembroke, North Carolina area. And they are a mix of the Siouan, Algonquian, and Iroquoian Native Americans. And it's also interesting to note that in the 1700s, they settled in the swamps along the Lumbee or Lumber River in southeastern North Carolina, and they intermarried with whites and with blacks, both free and enslaved. Also, they show Moroccan, they have Puerto Rican, they have Mexican, and they also have Mozabite. And the Mozabite people are a Berber ethnic group inhabiting the Imzab, M''Zab, natural region in the northern Sahara in Algeria. Wikipedia states that they speak Mozabite, one of the Zenati languages in the Berber branch of the Afro-Asiatic family. They also speak Maghrebi Arabic as a second language. Next, we have the Miwok people, and they are members of the four linguistically related Native American groups indigenous to what is now Northern California. And they traditionally spoke one of the Miwok languages, and the word Miwok means people in the Miwok language. Next, they show the Serrano people, and the Serrano people are an indigenous people of California. And according to Wikipedia, they historically lived in the San Bernardino Mountains and other transverse ranges and in the southern Mojave Desert within the Southern California area. And it's also interesting to note that the Serrano language is a part of the Takic, Takic, I guess I'm saying that right, subset of the large Uto, Aztecan languages group of indigenous people in North America. It says the language family historically extended from Mexico along the west coast and into the Great Basin, with representation among the tribes in Mesoamerica. The next group shown here is the Cochimi, and the Cochimi were the indigenous inhabitants of the central part of the Baja California Peninsula, from El Rosario to the north to San Javier in the south. Next, closer to the star, we have the Biaka Pygmy, and the Biaka Pygmy people are nomadic Mbenga Pygmy people. They live in the southwestern Central African Republic and in Northern Republic of the Congo. They're related to the Baka people of Cameroon, Gabon, Northern Congo, and southwestern Central African Republic. And now looking right over the star, we have the Lemba people, and they are a Bantu ethnic group which is native to Zimbabwe in South Africa, and they have smaller, little-known branches in Mozambique and Malawi. Now, the next genetic populations are kind of hard to see, but I had to go to a different page, which is the analysis summary, to get that information. And they show the Bantu peoples, and they are an ethnic group that are speakers of the Bantu languages, which comprise over several hundred indigenous ethnic groups in Africa. And they're spread over a vast area from the Central Africa region across the African Great Lakes to Southern Africa. Next, we have the Mandinka people, or the Malinke, which are a West African ethnic group primarily found in southern Mali, eastern Guinea, and northern Ivory Coast. And they are the largest subgroup of the Mande peoples and one of the largest ethnic linguistic groups in Africa. Next, we have the Sub-Saharan African people, and this is pretty broad, but it does cover the area of the African continent that lies south of the Sahara. Then they show the Yoruba people of Nigeria. And then lastly, they have the Bantu people, which are from the southwest and the southeast regions. So that covers the 3D modern PCA from this company, My True Ancestry. And the website notes that more areas will be added to this, but this pretty much sums up the results that I have seen in on other platforms, especially with GEDmatch. They've really given me an idea of all of the extra pieces of DNA that are kind of not understood fully. And again, I know this is kind of triggering for some viewers, but we do have, some areas that cover that Middle Eastern range just above Africa. You also have, Africa represented, and then you have some Native ancestry represented. And we see in the past, I've had Native jump on and off of my report But as you see, they broke it down pretty well. And this is also what I saw based on the jet match results that I used. So I'm kind of curious to see if they use jet match to give us some of these results, because like I said, I've seen some of this before. But yes, it, pretty much broke down my DNA pretty well, I think. Again, these things can change in the future, but it's consistent with what I've seen in the past. And as it relates to Africa, again, it is pretty consistent with the Yoruba being a larger part of my DNA. I've also seen the Mandinka, I've seen Mali, I've seen Bantu over and over, I've seen Limba before. So all of this is pretty much in line with what I've seen before, so it seems like it might be quite valid. But please, at this point, let me know what you all think. Make sure to leave a comment below. Make sure to like this video. Let me know if you're willing to try my true ancestry, and I'll definitely follow up with another video showing you other parts of the website. I didn't want to make this one too long. I just wanted to kind of take a look at the PCA first, and then we'll look at other portions of the results from my true ancestry. So once again, this is Swarthy Daisy with Kinfolk Chat. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye-bye.